Hey guys, so as you know, waiting for these new summer 2020 sets was pretty rough for me. That helmet wave literally tore me up inside. I hit a personal low, and I knew I couldn't allow myself to stay at that point, so I decided to do something a little crazy, and I kind of regret it. Using dark science, cloning, secrets only the Sith knew, I've actually created a copy of myself. I transferred all of my angst, my anger, and my depression out of my own body into his. I've named him Benny. In hindsight, I know that was kind of a cruel thing to do, but it was really my only option. But I'm afraid I'm paying the price for it now. I'm pretty terrified of what I've created. All of that anger inside of him is built up. He has become unhinged and honestly uncontrollable. My only hope at bringing him back to normal is by showing him the joy of the 2020 summer LEGO Star Wars sets. It might be my only hope to save him. Hello boyos, Rich Boy J here back in with another video, and this is going to be my review of the 2020 Anakin's Jedi Interceptor set. This is set number 75281. It has 248 pieces and retails for $29.99 US. So look at the front of the box. This is the back of the box, and let's get to the minifigures. First off, we'll check out R2-D2. It is the same R2-D2 that we've been getting for quite some time now. I feel like the LEGO Astro droids in general could definitely use a bit of an overhaul, like back printing, for example. That doesn't seem like a super difficult thing to do with these droids. But in the meantime, I mean, he gets the job done pretty well. Shout out to the fact that this is not a misprinted dome R2-D2. It seems like nowadays it is super difficult to get astromech droids that don't have some sort of misprint on the dome, by the way of it just being not properly aligned. So I'm happy to see that this is a correct R2-D2. Next up is the Anakin Skywalker, and I have quite a few things to say about this. So the things they got right with this figure: he does have the headset. That is a plus, and that is actually the nicest thing I can say about this figure. It has been stated time and time again that this figure is sporting the tattered robes from the Mustafar set, which is obviously very unfortunate and seemingly lazy on LEGO's behalf to just blatantly include the incorrect figure in this set. And I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I called this such a long time ago. I made a video earlier this year titled, is LEGO getting lazy when it comes to minifig detail? And I talked about things like this, and it seemed that people didn't care back then. The first thing that I really saw that showed me that this was going to be a problem was the fact that they were including X-Wing pilots in the 20th anniversary Snowspeeder set, when before they were making two different figures for that. They are different figures. There are differences between them, and there were sufficient enough differences for LEGO to make them two different figures earlier than that. So it seemed like a step in the wrong direction that LEGO was putting the wrong figures in that Snowspeeder. They made the same mistake in the AT-AT of this year, and they've made a pretty similar mistake by throwing in the Mustafar version of this Anakin. But not even to harp on that too much, honestly, the thing that disappoints me the most about this figure is the fact that they're still using this outdated Clone Wars hairpiece. At least before, they were using the dark brown version of it, which at least is somewhat close to what we see in Revenge of the Sith. But this one is just straight out of like the beginning seasons of Clone Wars, and I mean, it's not the right hair for episode 3 Anakin at all. Like, it's not even close. I would be willing to accept the Mustafar torso and legs if they just gave him a hairpiece that even looked remotely close to what Anakin looks like in episode 3. So hopefully it'll happen at some point. Now let's move to the actual set. LEGO has made so many of these that it only makes sense that they would have really just gotten this design perfect at this point. Funny enough, I think that the majority of the ways that LEGO has improved this design is by reverting back to things that they were doing with the 2014 version of this Starfighter, as opposed to the more recent 2016 Obi-Wan's variant. And what I mean by that is, for example, them using these wedge bricks here for these sides that go around the cockpit, as opposed to those rounded slopes that they were using for the Obi-Wan version. I think this just looks more accurate accurate to what this should look like in the actual vehicle. Another thing is they fixed the height issue with the R2-D2 or just astromech droid slot. On the most recent Obi-Wan one, the droid sat way too high, but you'll see if you were to place R2-D2 in here, he seems to sit almost exactly as high as he should, which is good. Like, you don't want the droid sitting too high. Like, the droid sat comically high in the Obi-Wan version of this set. I like that they've decided to go with the gray guns on this. I think that just also looks more accurate to what the ship should look like. And one new thing I really do appreciate that they added in are these little details under the wing flaps here, making these dark gray with the vents. Looks really nice in my opinion. And they even tried to, do it somewhat on the bottom as well with these 2x4 gray plates. It's not as detailed as it is on the top, but it is still something. I like that. It looks good. One thing I think they missed out on the design of this ship, however, are the indentures here. I get what they were going for. They were trying to make this trapezoidal shape by using plates rather than the stickers that they've been using previously, but I think this section here just looks much better as a sticker. It shouldn't be nearly this recessed, so I get what they were going for, and generally getting fewer stickers is a good thing, but I think that this just works out much better as a sticker. One thing that is kind of cool are these shield pieces on the back with the the half circle fleet, is that what they're called? I don't know, something basically like the Republic Navy logo. I like these on these pieces right here. If we open up the cockpit, you can see we have a sticker for the controls in here. I know a lot of people prefer to get like the joysticks. Honestly, I don't know if there are actual joysticks on this ship. I would have to look it up. If they're not there, then kudos to LEGO for not including them. But if they are, then shame on you, LEGO. You should have included them. I also just got to give them a little bit of credit for the seat design. It's just slightly more detailed than it was before using these brown slopes. It just looks more like an actual seat. You have the play features that are to be expected with the flick fire missiles on the back, and I like these because they aren't super easy to trigger on accident. That's honestly how I weigh the flick fires. Like, is it easy for me to accidentally trigger these? And I wouldn't say that's the case with these, but you can fire them from the back, which is pretty cool. And I like that. That's just a nice, easily concealed play feature that they can throw in there. There isn't really too much you can say about a set like this. Once again, LEGO has just done so many versions of these, and I get why. Jedi Starfighters are just really good LEGO sets. They're so swooshable, they're a really cool and interesting design, and they hit a pretty low price point. And let's talk about the price for a little bit. The price, I think, and this is going to be the case for most of the sets in this wave, is where this set really is unfortunate, because we not very long ago, 2 years ago, got the Anakin's Jedi Starfighter from the Clone Wars, which I would say is very comparable to this set. I think this set might have like one more piece than that set, but this set is $10 more. And this, like, holding both of them, this does not feel like it's worth $10 more than the Anakin's Jedi Starfighter. I use that one specifically because it's such a recent set that the pricing should be on par with those. Like, you would think, if you're taking into account inflation, there hasn't been much inflation in the 2 years between the release dates of these two sets, yet this one is $10 more for some reason, and I think that's very unfortunate. I think if this came out at a $20 price point, or even a $25 price point, people would be even more excited about it. So that's kind of unfortunate, and probably the worst thing I can say about this set. But other than that, LEGO has clearly, I think, honed in on a great design for these Jedi Interceptors. There are only some pretty slight changes between this one and the old ones, but I do still really like this. They haven't done anything wrong with this one, so keep at it. If there's one nice thing about having this set on shelves right now, is it might incentivize people to go out and buy multiples of these and color swap them. I'm gonna actually do a tutorial on that on my channel, make some wanted lists and show people how they can get the other colors of the Jedi Interceptors from getting this set as a starting point. Yeah, I guess it's kind of cool, but I already had one. What am I going to do with this one? I just don't know.